Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's Friday. I'm Craig, and this is the Spirit of Vinyl. Hope you guys out there in the vinyl community are all having a wonderful week. I'm just glad it's over. Uh, Looking forward to the weekend. Thought I'd share some stuff here real quick. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Too early for Friday cheers, so I'm not going to be drinking yet. So, yeah. Anyway, before I get started, I want to my video last week when I was talking about Megadeth before the concert and stuff did really well. Thanks for all the views out there, guys, and all the comments and everything else. I got to say that concert was awesome. All That Remains was killer. Mudvayne came out. I'd never seen them before. They kicked ass. They were great. I mean, they were great live. And Megadeth was awesome as always. I'd say go see it if it came to your town, but it was the last night of the tour, so you don't have a chance to see that show again. One thing I do want to say about that concert that helped me vindicate something a little bit is at one point in time, Dave Mustaine says, "Here's a song from our greatest album." And then he played Countdown to Extinction. So even Dave Mustaine thinks Countdown to Extinction is their greatest album. So, which is what I've always thought too. I know Rust in Peace is the one everybody talks about, but that's the one there. So anyway, I thought what I'd do here is you could just show what I've added to the collection over the last month. A few records here and there. So let's get going. So I went, the beginning of the month of September. These are, like I said, I got all these within the last month since the last time I showed you guys new stuff. So I went to the record store and I bought this. This is the new Kittie album. It's called Fire. It is actually really, really good. It's on this cool colored vinyl right here. This is Kittie's. I don't know if you guys don't know Kittie, they were a kind of a nu metal band from the 90s. Four women. It's not the original band anymore, but you still have the two Lander sisters as playing on this. And this album is killer. It's not really nu metal. They've sort of changed their sound over the last 25 years or whatever. But they're still great. Just cool stuff. Lots of cool growls and just good beats and cool songs. So highly recommend the new Kittie album called Fire. The other one I picked up that same day, Slayer, Show No Mercy. This one is a 2015 repress. By the way, I got all these at my local record store and Vinyl Records in Clarksville, Tennessee. Show No Mercy, great record. Let's pull this out. This is a 2015 repress. Came with this cool colored red right here. Very good record all the way together. I was reading up on it. Apparently when they recorded it, basically they were just using Tom Araya's savings. There's the inner sleeve. Got lyrics on one side, old school Slayer pictures in the back. There's the back of it. There's your track listing. This is a pretty good record. I mean, basically independent when they first started, when they did it. I was glad to find it in there. Like I said, 2015 repress, and I gave $36 for it. So that same time I went down there, they also had this, Steve Miller, Fly Like an Eagle. What can be said about this record other than it's been around since forever, and it's freaking awesome. Take the Money and Run, Rock Me, You Send Me, Blue Odyssey. That's on side 2. Side 1, Space Intro, Fly Like an Eagle, Serenade, Dance, Dance, Dance. There's your label right there. The other one's sort of an orange color. Back cover right there. With Steve Miller, I've always, liked what I've heard on the radio, and I've never really had any Steve Miller. I did have one in the collection that I'd played a little bit, and I played this, and I was like, wow, that's a really, really good record. A really talented guitarist. I always knew he was a good player. I also picked up this Steve Miller album here, Abracadabra, from like 82 or 83 or whatever year it was. I don't know. Didn't look all that up. I bought this, obviously, because of the song Abracadabra. I remember hearing it on the radio when I was younger, thinking it was awesome. This record is not quite as good as the Fly Like an Eagle album, honestly. It's just not. more of an 80s poppy sound, but it's still a good record, just not as, not as good, just not as good writing or whatever as Fly Like an Eagle. So that was one trip to the record store in early September. And then a couple days later, my kid comes home with this: Dying Fetus, Stop at Nothing. My kid's into death metal. This is pretty good. I like the other Dying Fetus album he bought a month or so ago better. But this one, check out this cool looking splatter they got on here. This is cool. But yeah, it's exactly what you would expect it to be. It's death metal. But they're not too guttural. They're not too Cookie Monster. Sometimes they are. There's the back of it. It's got this little insert, lyrics on one side, picture on the band on the other. In their catalog, I am not sure. I know this one is older than the other one that he bought a little while back. So, more death metal in the collection, thanks to my son. We just keep them all together because one day he'll inherit the whole collection, so we might as well keep them together. If he ever moves out, he can come borrow whatever he wants. All right, so before MGK Boston, before Mike moved, he was doing a show and he showed a record, and I went, all right, Mike, I've forgotten about that band, or I hadn't thought about that band in a long time, and I went on Discogs and ordered some music from them. I did not get the record he had. Bananarama. This is their self-titled. This is their second album. He was showing their first album. I bought this one because I don't know why I picked this one out of the other ones. Actually, I picked this one because I'll show you in a second. So I ordered this on Discogs. Cool stuff. This, like I said, this is their self-titled. It's got Cruel Summer on it. That's the reason I bought this one. It has Cruel Summer on it. So it's on London Records. It's got the cool London label on there. So, Bananarama, that's the front of it. There's the back. This one did not have an inner sleeve. So I ordered that, and I also ordered this one here, True Confessions from Bananarama at the same time. And there's the back cover of that one. Actually, that's the inner sleeve. There's the back cover. And the inner sleeve is kind of like that. And picture of the band. And it's also on London. So I ordered these on Discogs. They sound great. Everything's good, other than the fact when the seller, look at this shit. Can you see that split right there? When he shipped them, he didn't pull the records out of the sleeves, and both of them now have like 1 to 2 inch splits in the back of them, caused by him not pulling the records out when he shipped them. The other one's the same way. Kind of pissed me off a little bit. And today I got the message on Discogs. You know how it is. Hey, will you rate your order? So why don't you guys in the comments below tell me how you would rate the order with a seller who shipped records inside the sleeve and caused them to split during shipping. And let me know what you would do with it. So, and yeah, I was not happy about that at all. But that's the first time it's ever happened that I've ever ordered from Discogs from any seller and then not pull them out and put them in the back. And that's why you got to do that. So that kind of shit doesn't happen. So, all right. So then the next week I went back to the record store. Thomas Dolby, Blinded by Science, mini EP. It has, obviously, She Blinded Me with Science, One of Our Submarines, and then side 2 is Wind Power, Airwaves, and Flying North. I was not sure what to expect. Well, kind of, I knew what to expect, that I was going to get electronic type music, early 80s synth pop stuff. But She Blinded Me with Science is a cool song. I saw this there. It wasn't that much. I gave $9 for it. This is, like I said, at my local record store. It's on Harvest. There's got that cool green label. It's actually a really good record. And the version of She Blinded Me with science is different than what you'd hear on the radio, or MTV or whatever, which is the only way I'd ever heard the song is streaming or whatever. It's a little bit longer. It starts off a little bit different. It's got more to it. It's actually really cool. When I played it, I was like, holy shit, this is a way better version than the radio edit. So for $9, you couldn't go wrong. Also, that same time, I picked up the Eurythmics in the Garden. OG Press. I was looking on Discogs. This is their first record. This is really good. I really liked it. It's on RCA. There's the back. Inner sleeve's got a nice picture of them wearing cat and frog costumes. Nice blurry thing here. Lyrics on it. Actually really, really good. The Eurythmics, when I started buying them, what I knew about the Eurythmics was basic stuff. Sorry, I dropped that one. It slid away. Was just, like Sweet Dreams and Missionary Man and stuff like that. So I started buying some of that and buying some Eurythmics, and it was, building up my collection. I also picked up Sweet Dreams at the same time. These are all OG presses, and these were, like I said, all bought down at And Vinyl Records in Clarksville, Tennessee. So Sweet Dreams. So now I have all but one Eurythmics album. I got to get one more. Besides, they have Touch Dance and stuff like that. I'm not going to buy the ones with the dance remixes on them or whatever. So, but actually very talented, very good band. This one's also on RCA. They had the inner sleeve in both of them. So, pretty good pickups. I paid a little bit. That first one was... So this one was $16 for Sweet Dreams. And in the Garden, I paid $18 for that. So, I don't know if it's a little pricey or not. But they were there, and I picked them up. So what are you going to do, right? Let's get this back in there. And then this was also when I went back, when I bought the Eurythmics, another Steve Miller album was there. So, and this one is obviously the Book of Dreams album. I think is probably the most popular Steve Miller album besides the Joker and stuff. So I went from having one Steve Miller record to having 4 in 2 weeks. This one's got Jerry Liner, Swingtown, Jungle Love, stuff like that on there. Really, really cool record. There's the inner sleeve. Got lyrics on the one side. And it's got the cool horse on the label there. $10. Can't go wrong for $10. Great record. I really enjoyed it. So, and then last weekend I went again and bought the newest Slayer album, the last Slayer album, Repentless. Nuclear Blast Records, they do a really, really good job of pressing records. Nuclear Blast does an awesome job. Everything I bought from Nuclear Blast sounds great. Let's see, I'll pull this out. It is a gatefold. Cool picture of the band. And it said, there's your front cover. Back cover's got the song track listing on it. It came with this cool insert. It's like a book, kind of. It's got the Repentless on the front. Inside, it's got all of the lyrics and thank you notes and everything else. And it had a really good, thick inner sleeve with the plastic. And check this thing out. Look how cool this record looks. This thing looks awesome. And this is a really good record. This is the final Slayer album before they broke up or called it a day or retired, even though they played a few shows since then. Gary Holt, Paul Bostaph, Kerry King, and Tom Araya was the band at the time. And actually, it's a really good record. And I was lucky enough to see them on their farewell tour. So, and that was all I had got pretty much until today in the mail. I got 2 more, which I have not listened to yet. So I'm not sure how they sound. I got Outside Inside by the Tubes. I've been looking at Tubes records. I'm looking for this one because the only song I know of the Tubes is She's a Beauty, and that's on this one here, Outside Inside with the Tubes. So I got that just in the mail. It came today. I just opened it up before I started recording. I have not had a chance to play it. Looks like it's in pretty decent shape, so it should be good. And this came too. Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy. Still in the shrink. I'm not sure what the sticker is. It's still in the shrink. It has the inner sleeve. There's the back. This one has the inner sleeve. The record, the sleeve's got a little small split in it. But there's the inner sleeve. Picture of the band playing live. Pictures of the band on the back. Record looks all shiny and basically new. So, I don't know. I gave like $8 for it. I think both of those records cost me $23 with shipping on Discog. And he removed the records from the sleeve, so they didn't split. So anyway, that's what I've added. Basically, month of September, early October, within the last month, that's what I've added. You guys all have a great weekend. I really appreciate you all watching. The Megadeth video, God, 200 and some odd views. I think that's probably the biggest video I've ever had when it comes to views wise. So I really appreciate you guys from last week. You guys all be safe out there. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you guys all later.